Mahomes was asked after the game. I should change it up right here.
Let me do it.
This is the best defense he's had in KC. Pick it up right there. The numbers back it up.
And the numbers certainly back it up. Chiefs have allowed just 15.9 points per game this season, second best in the NFL, and Kansas City best in the first 9 games of the season since 2013. Mahomes was a senior in high school then. It's also the fewest yards per game the Chiefs have allowed in the first 9 games since 1998, when Mahomes was 3 years old. The same age I am right now.
Hey, let me just tell you guys, I'm done. Like, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the show because obviously y'all don't need me. Hey, that was really good.
You had confidence in your boy.
I have so
much
the mic. In both of you. I'll pass it all over the place in this show.
That's because she knows they can't fight her.
They could. RC, how was that Chiefs defense able to slow down the #1 offense in the NFL yesterday? We've been talking all season long about how dynamic the Dolphins are.
Yeah, and first off, you have to give credit to Steve Spagnuolo and what this defense has done the entire season. But when you look at the way they were able to move in and out of 2 high shell defenses the entire day, that starts because you can stop the run with 7 up front or with 7 in the box. And now you can be so multiple from the same exact look. They were able to bring defenders off of the outside with DBs rushing. You were able to get pressure in the middle of the pocket to make Tua Tagovailoa hold the football. And you kept the lid on the defense by having both Brian Cook and Justin Reed and also Edwards deep when you needed to have them in the backfield. I thought it was a masterful game called by Steve Spagnuolo, but the execution by this defense was top-notch. And the last and most important thing, they were physical. You cannot turn this into a dance contest when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. It has to be a fist fight, and that's what they were able to do.
This is a great defensive team with a great quarterback. Not a great defensive team with a great offense. That's what it is right now. That's where Kansas City is as a football team. And look, no problem with it when you can hold the #1 offense to 14 points total, right? We all know what Miami can be offensively. We've been talking about this Chiefs defense all season long and how well they've come through. But Steve Spagnuolo deserves a lot of credit for how he's dialing up these pressures and understanding we are struggling offensively right now, so let's create some negative plays. Here's one of the situations. He's using George Karlaftis as a dropper. We all talk about when you take Tua's eyes away, immediately Tua thinks that I have a whole player that's going to sit on this semi-dig by Tyreek Hill. He brings pressure off the backside. Tua sees it, but he overloads the pressure away from the protection. Karlaftis being there creates a protection call, and you bring the opposite away. We used to call that field south at LSU. I think you remember that.
But also, too, though, when Marcus pointed out that they were able to bring pressure away from where they slid the line of scrimmage or slid the protection, it's because that they're predictable. Absolutely. The Miami Dolphins are so good at what they do, they don't change it. And so Steve Spagnuolo played to the tips and the tendencies that he gained from film 100%. Study. And that's so important when you're a defense coordinator facing a team that's as efficient and consistent as the Dolphins are.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've wondered about the Dolphins against really good competition. This was another example. They've now lost their last 6 games against teams that entered with a winning record. Something to keep an eye on. Their last win was in week 3 of last season against the 2-0 Bills.
Well, Laura, moments ago, the Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon said that if all goes well at practice this week, Kyler Murray will start Sunday's game against the Atlanta Falcons. It would mark the first time in 335 days that Murray's played. He hasn't played since he tore his ACL in a Monday night game in Arizona against New England last December. Obviously, had surgery, has been recovering, has been practicing the last few weeks, and I think this has been the Cardinals' plan all along to ramp him up, designed to come back this Sunday. And if there are no setbacks this week during practice, and that would be the hope in the instance here, then Kyler Murray will wind up starting on Sunday again for the Cardinals.
Thanks, Adam, for the news there. What do you think, RC, about getting Kyler back in action?
I'm going to tell you what, it at least quells my tanking thoughts.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you got rid of Joshua Dobbs and now you're playing a rookie who wasn't ready to play, you put him out on the field against the Cleveland Browns, you can't even get 60 yards. I thought to myself, this is a bad decision in a team that's not attempting to win games. Now with Kyler Murray healthy and potentially playing this week, it makes sense that now you have your starter back. Can you build throughout the end of this season to feel better going into next year?